also not convinced. I've been to therapy quite a bit, and I've enjoyed it. Actually, I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
The first time I went to therapy actually was in New York, and it felt like my mind got like readjusted, almost like Tetris blocks every time I would walk out. And I was like, that's kind of strange. I feel very different every time but it can become this loop that never ends for a lot of people. It becomes almost like going to the temple. It becomes religious. And they feel like they're in a constant process of healing. And I'm also not convinced you need to be aware of all small flaws inside of you. I think it's too much illumination. You can't handle that. This idea of you that you're trying to get at is probably not for you. And a little bit of it is okay. Your injuries are fine. Like that's the other thing I learned recently. Your injuries drive action. They become the source of all the motivation. Leave some injuries in. You don't have to fix everything. There's a lot to be fixed, no doubt. As some stuff you should process, right? Like talk about it. But a lot of it, just let it be.
I think that if somebody listens to the entire thing that you said, that makes sense.
Right.
But a lot of people will take the exit ramp of, you're right, we shouldn't have to fix everything.
I see what you mean.
You know what I mean?
I see what you mean.
I don't, it's funny because I don't go to therapy anymore, really. Like my therapist and I had conversations where I was like, I don't have much to talk about. I don't know if I still need to be here. And then we talked about an exit plan. We talked about like, and I was like, maybe I come in once every couple of weeks. And then she said, great. And then COVID happened and I needed it again. And then 2022 or some 2023, I was like, I don't know, I'm exhausted. This is like, I don't feel better walking out of here. And then last year we were like, let's try once a month. We did once a month and I was like, I think I'm good. And she was like, great, I'm still here if you need me.
Cool.
She's like, I'll check in 2 months, see how you're doing. She did, she emailed. I said, I'm doing all right, everything is good. You know, we got some stress, but it seems okay. And she said, great, I'm here if you need me.
Dude, I have to say this, like, you're extremely honest about yourself. Like, you will say things without a filter.
I try to.
Yeah.
Because I used to hide all these things. And the people that I admire so often are just like, comics are so often walking books. Andrew's a walking, like, I see him compartmentalize things and cope, sure, but like, comics are very open about the dark shit. And I'm not. I grew up in a house where it's like, don't talk about this. But if you can be, the more open you are, the more honest you are, the freer you are. Every single thing you're honest about, you feel a weight lift off.
Yeah. And what's your relationship with God? Do you have one?
Yeah, I talk about this too. I am very proudly Hindu, but I don't know enough. My dad would just like not teach me. I don't know, he had like issues with organized religion, I guess. He knew everything, but he wouldn't really teach me. And my mom was like she would like do puja and this and that, but she didn't really know what any of it meant. And I lived like an hour and a half away from the mandir. So we went like once every year or two. So like I am Hindu and I believe in God strongly, but I'm not like I don't know nearly as much as I would like to. Like I make a joke about how like when we go to the Gurdwara with my wife, she knows everything. And then when I'm like, hey, let's go to the mandir, she's like, okay, what do you do here? And I'm like, so I read the Gita.
Right.
I didn't make it through the Upanishads. It felt like it was too dense for me. I couldn't understand what it was saying.
It probably is.
I tried to self-educate. But there's also, I think because this is probably going to be, people are going to get offended by this, but there's a history of Sikhs getting persecuted in India. And similar to Jews throughout the world, when there's a history of persecution, you tend to stick together a little bit more. So my wife went to like Sikh camps growing up. Like that's a thing. And they like, it's like a warrior culture. So they like, it's like a military installation of what everything means. Why do we celebrate Vaisakhi? Why, like my wife will drill me on it in a way that no Hindu has ever drilled me on anything Hindu.
Right.
So what, Punch Piata, tell me about it. And I'm like, Jesus, what's going on here?
Right.
But I think that's why they also are a little bit closer to it, because there's the silver lining of being persecuted more is like, we are going to be
culturally tight.
Yeah.
The Jews say that it's not that just that the Jews have kept the Shabbat, but the Shabbat has kept the Jews. Right? It's very similar like that. I don't know if
saved them.
Yeah.
They're all about saving. You walk
it's all about saving and getting interest on that saving.
You walked right into it.
Wait, let me check my wallet. I think you can do Jewish jokes in India, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't think you get punished for that.
No.
Yeah. But when you fly back, be careful who receives you at JFK, bro. Because I feel like a car's going to come pick you up and going to take you to Kanye straight. And then you're going to answer to him. You're going to have to tell him what happened.
Kanye will love it, dude. Kanye will love it.
Yeah.
This is his favorite part of the pod.
Damn. Bro, अभी तो हमने बिल्कुल surface scratch किया है. If you want to know कि क्या मस्त, interesting, innovative, unique conversation, which was a full conversation, तो आप जाओ main channel पे और click करो यहाँ.